Hi friends, welcome back. My name is Jolie. I channel from the spiritual realm. I channel these light beings. They call themselves beings of eternal oneness with the creating force of all that is. And today they have brought a message forward through me, and it is for you, for all of us. And they have titled this message, The Beings of Light Make a Request. And this is the message. We remind you of the words we have spoken. We have offered guidance, requesting that you return to a state of love. We have spoken of upheaval and discontentment. Many feel they must choose the right side of the coming occurrences. Again, we say, choose yourself. Choose to align with the frequency of that which we are, which you also hold within. It would be wise to reserve your energy, not to give it to any side. Reserve it and soothe yourself into a state of love, into a state that allows you to be the observer. Release your judgments, as they only keep you anchored in density and limitation. We reference a previous transmission, saying, this is the time of the Great Awakening, coming into the awareness of a higher understanding, a mighty resurrection of many who have slumbered and now hear the call to rise. We love all, the sleeping and the awakened. Do not turn yourself against one another. Those who walk with eyes open are not held above those who walk in sleep. We love all and guide all. We implore you not to get caught up in the illusion of separation. We hope for unity of all. Unity does not mean conformity. One can unite while staying aligned with one's truth. We remind you that you are an eternal seeker, and as you seek, you will discover many truths. Truth is an eternal quest of which you never reach the end point. We call upon you not to take up verbal arms against one another. Your desire to prove your rightness only keeps you in separation. Lay down your weapon of words and your desire to make another wrong. Now is the time for unity, for you are more powerful together. Unity with others does not mean you must adopt their truth. Unity signifies that despite your vast differences, you understand that you are one and the same. We are moving into a time when humanity must congregate more than ever. We have said your greatest possession will be your neighbor and your community. Release yourself from the desire that you must find and stand upon the correct side of the occurrences. Remove yourself from this thinking so that you may see and find a higher perspective. For as long as you stay steeped in the conspiracies, finding fault, proclaiming the good or the evil, you will never elevate to a state of clarity to see beyond the illusion that presents before you. Friends, we have much to offer as you move forward into these unknown times, times that are fluid and yet to be seen upon the earth. Again, we offer our light so that you may continue to awaken and come into the awareness of all that you embody and possess, and to create great change within yourself and your communities. Dear hearts, lay down your arms and the physical words you use to wound one another. Now is the time for unity. Go now and live in light, for love is light. And that is the end of the message. So some key points. They are speaking of tolerance and unity. They have said that we have no tolerance. Humanity has no tolerance for one another. And it's time to unite. And uniting does not mean that you have to adopt somebody else's beliefs, whether they be political or religious. It just means that we unite as humanity because we are one. We unite knowing that we are brothers and sisters, and we can each hold our own individual beliefs, but we can still unite together. And they are saying that, interesting too, they wanted me to bring up the sin concept. So they are going to deliver a message regarding sin and what sin actually is, because they say that sin is a man-made construct. It's not real. It doesn't exist. But they say, just for us to understand consciously, if there were such a thing as sin, but there's not, but if there were, sin would be a lack of love for ourselves and for others. And sin would also be fear, being in a state of fear, staying in a state of fear. They say if there were sin, it would include those two things, but there isn't. but we'll more on that later. And they also say that as long as we stay steeped in conspiracies and fault finding and finding fault with one another, and trying to, proclaim the good or the evil, they say that just keeps us just steeped in this low vibration, this old energy that we are trying to elevate ourselves out of. And they are saying they don't deny that there are conspiracies, that there are agendas. They're not denying any of that, but they are saying that we are so wrapped up in it. The visual that they gave me was people, just walking through life with their heads down, nose on the ground, never looking up above to see what lies beyond, to see the higher perspective, to see what is really going on besides all these conspiracies and agendas. So they are saying that now is the time to rise above that so that we can gain clarity and understand what is really happening here. And get that bigger or higher perspective. Then they also are speaking of, I love how they said, lay down your arms and the physical words you use to wound one another. Now is the time for unity. So absolutely. So we're seeing that obviously a lot throughout our world right now, especially right now, of, people feeling like they have to be on a side and proclaim the rightness of the side that they're on. And they are saying, release that and get yourself back into a state of love, back into a state where you can be the observer of what is happening, because they are saying that there is going to be much upheaval and much discontentment moving forward into 2025. And so they have asked us and requested that we get ourselves into a stable, standing on a stable foundation where we can be the observer, so we don't get absorbed in all of this, because as we do, we can't think clearly and we can't see the higher perspective on what is really happening, what's really going on. So that is the end of this message. There's a lot in it, a lot to it. Thank you so much for being here and for listening. And I appreciate it. Until next time, thank you. Have a great week.